Now, India has been reluctant to criticize Russia and its invasion of Ukraine. While that has angered Western allies like the US, experts say India's position reflects historical economic ties between itself and Russia, the defense industry, and increasingly the oil industry.
India is the world's leading buyer of arms. Until last year, it accounted for 11% of total global arms imports, according to the Stockholm International Peace Research Institute, SIPRI. Its biggest supplier was Russia. Between 2017 and 2021, it accounted for 46% of Indian arms imports. And in the previous 5-year period, Russia accounted for more than 2/3 of Indian arms imports. India has been trying to reduce its dependence on Russian arms and diversify suppliers.
If you look at other countries, let us say in Europe, France, Britain, Japan, they're all dependent on the US for their security. Okay? India is not dependent on the US for its security. India certainly likes US political support. But at the end of the day, India depends on itself. So it is self-interest which is driving Indian policy. I don't think any ideology drives it.
Joshi says Moscow also supported India's foreign policy in the region before and after the collapse of the Soviet Union. But that's not the only reason. Self-interest may be behind New Delhi's choice to remain neutral on Russia's war in Ukraine. India imports 80% of its oil needs, and rising oil prices have already led to protests. So while other countries spurn Russian oil, India is buying it. So far, it has bought at least 13 million barrels, according to Bloomberg News. And without that many takers of Russian oil, India may very well benefit from lower prices.
I asked our Delhi correspondent, Charu Kartike, about Western criticisms of India for buying Russian crude at a discount. Is India on the wrong side of history, as the US has said?
Well, Chelsea, India has not really registered a formal response to that very specific comment about buying crude from Russia. But Foreign Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar made the statement in Parliament yesterday, and he said that India's stand on Ukraine has been very consistent. India is consistently reiterating that hostilities and violence need to end. And at the same time, India has been asserting that the global order is based on the UN Charter and respect for the territorial integrity and sovereignty of all countries. About oil, all that India has said is that the component of Russian oil in India's import basket is less than 1%, and it doesn't really matter much to the trade. But yes, there are reports that 13 million barrels of oil have been bought, and several Indian companies have gone ahead and placed those orders. There are reports that Russia is offering oil at a discount of 27%, and India is thinking about or planning to use those oil stocks for shoring up its strategic oil reserves, Chelsea.
Russia and India are also reportedly working on a rupee-ruble payment mechanism for that oil. How significant is that?
Well, yeah, that's very significant, Chelsea. That's because since trade is continuing between India and Russia, the payment systems need to be finalized. Several exporters in India as well as in Russia have said that this rupee-ruble mechanism that existed years ago needs to be brought back because a large number of Russian banks have been cut off from the SWIFT system, and that is impeding payments. Now, the tricky thing is that both the currencies need to be pegged to a third currency so that some kind of exchange rate can be worked out. Indian exporters have been asking the Reserve Bank of India, which is India's central bank, to work out this exchange rate so that their payments do not suffer. Some experts also believe, Chelsea, that this rupee-ruble trade is already going on because the governments have been very secretive about it. There has not been clear-cut information from either side, but many believe that payments are already being made in rubles to Russia. So yes, that's something the government as of now has only said that several payment mechanisms are being looked at. There is a team, intra-ministerial team, that is looking into formulating a strategy, and it will be announced soon. Chelsea.
Is that a signal that India might be looking to boost trade with Russia in more than just oil?
Well, Chelsea, that's a little bit hard to say because in any case, apart from the arms trade with Russia, oil is the biggest component of Indo-Russian trade. Apart from that, India also buys sunflower oil, which is whose prices also have been going up in India. So if that is also offered at a discounted rate, India will likely be tempted to continue doing that trade. Fertilizers are also something that India continues to buy from Russia. So I think what India is looking at right now is to maintain this trade relationship and not really, it's not really planning to expand it further. But at least maintain the items that are being bought from Russia, and if they are being offered at a discounted rate, that's be very good for the Indian economy. That's what the government appears to be contemplating right now.